afternoon and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now today I'd just like to give my insight into Cattleya dowiana. Now dowiana is probably the most wanted Cattleya by many growers because of its beauty. It was discovered in 1850 and it always expensive to buy. You can get seedlings, of course, various prices throughout many growers, but they've always been very considered very difficult to cultivate. And this is only one reason because of that, is because we're not giving them the conditions that they desire. You know, it's like any other plant. They need heat, they need light, they need fertiliser, they need humidity, and they need proper watering techniques. So we'll just go into that and we'll see what they really do require. Now when anybody mentions dowiana, you think of this beautiful bloom with beautiful yellow petals and a nice pouch, a nice dark crimson pouch with gold veining. But they're not all like that. You know, there's different varieties. There is the straightforward dowiana, of course. There's the aurea and there's the rosita. Now, all depending where they come from in the areas, which was Costa Rica, Colombia, and now Panama, it all depends what colour variety you're going to get if you buy a plant from that area. Colombia, the petals are a very vivid bright yellow colour. In Costa Rica, they're a very much duller yellow shade, and the ones you can get, in Costa Rica, the ones with the duller shade also has, or can have, lavender veinings in the petals. The rosita variety is a beautiful plant which has beautiful lavender petals all over. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you can get that one, it's worth having, but I think you'll find that a little bit more expensive than the others. The lips of them all can vary, again according to where they come from. They can be, as I said, dark crimson with beautiful gold veinings on it, or they can just be dark crimson and no gold veining on it at all, or they can just be sort of a mixture of the colours, and the lip can be a little bit split at the bottom. All the dowianas have been used in different hybridising, and they've made some absolutely beautiful hybrids out of them. And they've been used so much that some of the varieties which you wouldn't think had anything to do with dowiana have a very low percentages of dowiana in them. And then we get to what heat do they require? Well, coming from where they do, they can stand heat up to the mid-30s centigrade, but it's not advisable in summer to let the temperatures drop much below, below 16 centigrade. But all the time, no matter where you keep them or how you keep them or what heat you give them or what heat you don't give them, they must have a differential between day and night of at least 10 degrees. Now we come to the light. And the dowiana living high in the trees in the forests of Costa Rica always go up there to search out the brightest spots, and they also love the sunshine, so they can stand a load of sunshine. Now the sunshine they get is the first requisite in good growing. If they don't get this sunlight, then it'll mean that the new growth will remain underdeveloped and will be incapable of producing flowers. And during the year this should have at least 10 hours of daylight and sun if possible, every day, all day, all year. So you can't really give them too much light. On the other hand, if you look around and you read some books, other growers say that they should be grown in partial shade. So what do we do? Only we have to experiment with what we've got. You know, there's no right this and this is right and this is wrong. You just have to experiment and find out which suits you with this particular plant. Now, humidity for these must always be above 65% or more, and they must require very, very good ventilation, because in a damp atmosphere that has very low ventilation, yeah, it's a breeding ground for bacteria and fungi. So if you've got a greenhouse that's always got a high humidity, always give it plenty and plenty of ventilation. Fertiliser. Well, living where they do, in the high trees of the forest, how much fertiliser do you think they get in nature? Doubt whether they get any at all, or very, very little. So I would think, and it's only my opinion, that Cattleyas will grow very, very well if you don't even fertilise them. But they may benefit a little more if you give them a very, very weak fertiliser, sort of every 6 weeks or so. Now the growing media, I use sort of a very medium bark with a few grow stones. Don't put any perlite in for some reason, I don't know why. But they can be grown in pots, they can be grown in baskets, or they've been grown mounted. Now I've ordered an Aurea. It's only a small one, and when it comes I am definitely going to mount it, and I'm definitely not going to feed it, and I want to see how it goes on. I already have a little dowiana, and I'll show you in a minute or two, and it's in the pot in a very, very free draining medium. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to take it out of the pot, which it's been in since I got it about 7 weeks ago, and when I got it the roots were, you know, okay, it had 2 long roots on it, and they looked okay, but no growing tips. So it'll be interesting to see what this one's like. Well, here's my little dowiana. As it is, it's been in its pot since I got it. When I got it, I just put it in this small pot because it was in that coconut stuff that I don't like. And yeah, you can see this is very loosely planted in here. So just let's have a look, see if there are any decent roots on it. Yep, I can see them now. And they're stuck to the bark. I'll get the camera as usual and we'll have a look. Now, is that a pleasing sight, or is it a pleasing sight for a dowiana? Look at those. Way down here as well. Absolutely. I never expected anything like that. So I might just leave it in this this pot, but I'm definitely going to mount the one that's going to come to see how that does. That is absolutely beautiful. That's amazing. I'm going to pack it up now very, very loosely. Everything's as dry as a bone, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of fresh water to make sure it's dry for tonight, which you should always do with dowianas. If they're not dry at night time, they can rot the roots, and I've been told that by one of my subscribers. So there we are, Cattleya dowiana doing very, very nicely. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later.